Welcome back, survivors. I'm the SurvivalVis, and we return to the Long Dark in the Darkwalker challenge. So, I've got to... Okay, I have to find 10 diary pages, and I think they can only be found at campfires, so we still have to go do 8 more. I'm just going to top us up with some food and water, and then we're going to continue our trek out of Pleasant Valley. Okay, I'm not thirsty. You know what? I think we should be good to go. So yeah, we gotta go down this... I'm going to take a quick check at the barn. I might even put a lure here just to draw the Darkwalker away from us as we're going down to exit. I mean, there are the arrows here, not that I think we need, but it doesn't hurt to snag whatever we can. But yeah, we started the Darkwalker challenge. As much as we spawned in Ash Canyon, which I thought was a really bad place for us. No, actually, you know what? No, I'm not going to stay in here. I'm going to put a lure down to try to draw it away from us, and then I'm just going to bolt. I don't actually know... Yeah, okay, so I've used up a fair bit of spray paint from this, but that's how long that lure will last. So I think it works. The Darkwalker will, if it doesn't reach the lure in time, the lure will fade and then it'll be back on our trail, but if it reaches the lure, it'll destroy it, and then be on us. But this will at least give us an idea of how much distance we've got between us and the Darkwalker. But yeah, so it is 8 more campfires, and that worries me a bit. Oh, that actually really worries me, because I don't know how many campfires are in each region. I don't know if there'll be... Pleasant Valley, I thought might have had 2 in it, but it looks like it only had the 1. And with that being the case, that means that I either have to hope that, like, Coastal Highway and Mystery Lake have 2 each to bring us up to a total of, like, say, 6 out of 10? Or I'll have to go into some off-branched areas, like, say, Desolation Point. And Desolation Point is basically 1 way in, 1 way out. There's no real workaround there, so I'll basically have to go in there, go to the fire, or go way out to the end of... Oh, see, but I don't want to backtrack, but I was thinking go to ass end of the map, put down the lure, wait till, like, we get a signal the lure was destroyed or whatever by the Darkwalker, and then leave the area. But again, I don't know how far off, and I don't actually know the programming of how the Darkwalker operates. I don't know if it is, like, transferring between areas with you, or it actually, like, physically does go to transfers. I don't know how that works. I haven't looked too much into it, because that's one of those things where I feel like if you learn the full mechanics of how it's supposed to go, it might spoil the fun a little bit. Okay, you know what? I shouldn't be too active in trying to get out of here, as much as I do want to cover ground. I know that lure... Actually, I wonder if I should test that. Maybe I should stop inside of a building and see if it still says the lure is, like, degrading in its strength. Because that should give me an idea of if I can keep it in an area for long enough and away from us, or it's constantly transferring with us between areas. I'll just pop in here and see. Does lure still stay there? No. Okay. So if I leave the community hall now, does that come back? Yes, it does. So I think that means... I don't know if it can get you when you're indoors, but you can't stay indoors forever is the thing. Yeah, I'm not sure how it functions, but I think the fact that you don't see the lure when you're one of these, like, other areas is a little bit of a clue that the Darkwalker, it might only exist in these world or, like, outdoor area maps. Once you go in a building, it... maybe after so long, it'll spawn in there with you? But it's not like it's walking about and traveling while you're in one of those, I think. I don't know for sure. But yeah, I really have made a mistake when it comes to the Pleasant Valley layout. I thought the transfer point was, like, more up here to go to Pleasant Valley and the Coastal Highway. It was tucked in the little corner down here. And this is actually, we're retracing our footsteps from the survival mode now, because we've gone this exact path to work our way out to the far territory. But the lure is still active. So I'm hoping it I wonder if it actually does act like, if it does reach it, it just sits there until the lure breaks. I feel like that might be a little too easy, but I don't know. Okay, we should be hopefully reaching that mining road, get us out of here soon. As that road winds up into the hills, but then the mine... oh, I am a little bit worried about that mine because I don't know how it's exactly going to affect our travel speed. We'll probably be able to warm up inside it for the transfer to... I think that's just a deer, isn't it? Yeah, it looks like that's just a deer. I don't have to worry about that. But the campfires... it might just be a good idea to keep, like, beelining and making them our main focus. Because of the backpacks we've been finding beside them, and all the gear they've had, they've been very helpful. Okay, the lure's almost spent, but I think that should mean that a lot of its focus went to that. Yeah, there goes the lure, so it...
I need to find some place to escape this cold.
So it'll probably be after us again. But I think we've gotten enough distance that it shouldn't matter, or we should be out of the region. But on one hand, it does add to the atmosphere of, like, this really eerie kind of state of night where everything's got a bit of a glow to it. It just does make it a little hard trying to spot landmarks from afar. But I think I might have wasted a little bit of our spray paint. Because the wards that I put down in Timberwolf Mountain probably had no use or point. No, you know what? No, I'm not going to put a lure down here just to save on the paint. But we'll see what the map of Coastal Highway looks like. I don't know if it being like one of the main core areas will have more than one campfire. But I feel like there is a possibility it may. Yeah, hypothermia risk. Not too worried about that.
Freezing.
Again, we're going to basically just be transferring to another area in a bit. And part of me does want to at least, like, get a bit of a close encounter with the Darkwalker just to show off why it has this terrifying atmosphere around it. But I might have to save that till we only have, like, say, one diary page still to grab. But yeah, here's the transfer we're looking for. And thankfully we got a storm lantern so we can hopefully see our way through this much more easily. Okay, it doesn't have a full thing of fuel in it. Oh, another glyph. That. Okay, actually probably shouldn't have grabbed that because of the little bit of weight it adds, but you know what? It's whatever it is. Let's keep on our way. Nah. Again, I don't think there's much we really actually want to go for as, like, looting about and hitting every spot we can for things. Although, I think I made... Yeah, I made the same mistake I did in our survival mode.
Stuff?
That's at least a little bit of gear and some food, but the real way we need to go is the other branch. I made that exact same mistake in our last time we were here, too. Oh yeah, it's good to see. We're actually getting a lot of warmth back just trekking through this. Now, I don't know... Again, I don't think the rifle, the flare gun, will do anything to the Darkwalker. But it's some things, like, I'm curious about testing if we have a chance at it. And I think this is the main way, so we just want to keep pushing hard on it. And we'll take that, the bit of dog food. Oh, a couple of revolver cartridges. Yeah, see, I feel like it's... I'm trying to think of what the difficulty is for, like, the world that you're set into. I don't think it's Stalker, because it seems like it's not quite as cold as Stalker usually is for, like, its difficulty setting. It might be on Voyager, which I think is sort of like the game's normal difficulty. I'm trying to remember. They've got special names to them. I believe Pilgrim is the easiest, where the wildlife isn't guaranteed hostile. I think there's a chance that, like, certain wolf or some of them might be provoked by you, but it's not like a guarantee in any of the higher difficulties, or the other difficulties, really. Yeah, we'll wear those, get a nice bit more warmth. And I have no idea how the Darkwalker, again, interacts with these sort of like transfer or indoor areas. I don't know if after so much time spent in one, it suddenly appears, or there's a countdown that happens only when you get to an outdoor area, that then it spawns and comes after you.
Food or...
Ooh, lantern fuel we'll take, as we probably will have another couple of transfer areas to go through now that we're reaching the coastal highway. Right, pitch black, but the door was just right there. Okay, let's pop out and see how we're sitting. We've got 1. I was afraid of that. So I'll have to try to figure out where all these campfires are, because if it is only 1 per region... Okay, no, I think I have to go... Yeah, so, like, we hit 1 there. Okay, those are up there. So, yeah, we hit 1 here, 1 here, 1 here. I think there's 1 there. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think I have to go out for Desolation Point while we're here. I know this takes us down to that little trailer that's over here. I think it also has a chance of getting a straight shot down to... Yeah, it does. You know what? Maybe I'll try taking this quickly. We have bandages, we do have painkillers. I don't like the idea of us getting a sprain, but... for efficiency's sake, it is the best route to be taking. Because you can actually see the fire all the way out there, although...
Not sure why I feel so tired.
Oh, here's my debate. Do I go for that, or hit that on... I knew that was coming. I knew we wouldn't get away for too long, so basically painkillers and a bandage. Okay, there we go. That should be everything treated for us. Yeah, okay. I know we're running low on our tiredness, but I think I'd rather try to hit the fire on the way back. It's stupid sounding, but it's better than I think having to go the full trek across this region without the fire there. Because Coastal Highway does have quite a distance to cover for it. And actually, one thing I'm thinking of that might be a bit... I'm doing is a little stupid. Is there could be an update coming for Halloween for The Long Dark. Because it still is a little under 2 weeks away before we do have Halloween actually, like, arrive. So I don't know if we might have an update this year, although I think a lot of focus is going into the far territory, so it might just be... because there is the, this challenge active all the time, nothing is going to be done for Halloween as much. There was also... I'm trying to remember what it's called. It's like 4 Days of Night or something like that? Where it was basically a bit of a challenge mode for The Long Dark, where it's always night out. The wolves are much more prevalent and active. It's just a very much harsher experience of The Long Dark, in all honesty. But again, there doesn't seem to be any wolves or bears that spawn in. That was an odd sound I just heard. It might have been... the Darkwalker again. But yeah, I am going to... Oh, you know what? Efficiency's sake, I think it'd be better just for the straight line than... I don't know. I do have, I think, a couple of spray cans, so... if I need to, I could spray down and have a little bit of... protection as we're going. So yeah, there's hypothermia risk.
So cold. Just want to lay down for a bit.
Oh, you can sometimes see the fire out there, but again, I want to leave that. I don't know how far out in Desolation Point the other fire is, but I do know Desolation Point has a little bit of a nice, kind of like a cheat way to traverse it. Oh, come on. Yeah, this keyboard, I think, is losing power. That's one thing I've always had issue with when it comes to, like, wireless keyboards. It just feels better to have a cabled one, that way it's always powered. I wonder if I should... No, I don't think I'll put down another lure here. I don't actually have any idea of, like, a signal or that to... Oh, okay, it's only 12% for the fog, so I do have a lot of time in this region. I just thought about that, too, was... how much time does it take to get out of the region, and how is that fog advancing on us? Because if that fog does fill up this area, I'm kind of... well, not kind of, I am screwed. There's no other way I'd have to... yeah, and there's nothing that way. Okay. I'd have no way of getting any more progress made because this area with the toxic fog... this is basically a bottleneck between Pleasant Valley and Mystery Lake. If you have no other real ways, I think, of getting to other regions unless it's through here. Again, I don't know how the indoor areas work, but I might have to actually use the little transfer area between Desolation Point and the Coastal Highway to make a fire and just get some sleep in, too. I don't see anything like any signs that it's close, which is good. I don't know if we'll get any warning like it's approaching or it's near or what. How are we doing? God, we still got a ways to go. And I don't think the little transfer regions between, like, some of these more core zones, like that little river valley area between Mystery Lake and Coastal Highway, will have a fire to them. It might be nice if they did, and that would advance our progress a bit more. But again, I don't think it's going to be that forgiving. I just kind of see, like, the creepy silhouette of the island there. I don't know if that's, like, saying the moon's behind it, or it's just, like, the way the lighting is. Yeah, that's a little eerie. Okay, so I think that right takes us down to a few of the, like, little houses or cabins that are, yeah. There's a few houses or cabins that are basically at that little point there. And up ahead should take us through to the little transfer area, to Desolation Point. And I'll have to look at putting down a... I might be able to push it, although we're going to be... No, I'm really weighing my options here, because I'm going to have two things eating away at our condition really soon. Our fatigue is going to go down, so that way we're going to both be freezing and have that munching away at it. I don't really have to worry about the condition too much, because there's nothing like wolves or bears that'll bring it down. But it's just how it's degrading closer and closer over time I need to watch. Surprised all the loon calls we're hearing. It's like, I don't actually know if the loons would stick around this in winter here. I know it's actually, you would hear loons in this region, because, I mean, they are Canadian water, well, maybe not Canadian waterfowl, but they are North American waterfowl.
Really tired.
Yeah, there we go. We've just got both hit now. Okay, come on, push through. I don't know if there is an indoor area I could... Yeah, leave Coastal Highway. So this brings us to... Yeah, nothing. I didn't think there would be. Okay. I don't know if I have anywhere indoors that I can, like, rest at. I might actually... That's something I could try doing, is making a fire just outdoors. I think I'll have to do that. So again, yeah, our condition is going to keep eating more and more. And I'd like to have the sprint if I need, which right now I don't. So if I can find... I think there's a cavern in this little transfer area. Can't remember where exactly, though. Let me see. There is this ruined site here. The abandoned Harris home. I can't remember if there's like a basement or not. I can't remember. I know that I can't remember the region. Oh, there is, I think, a basement here. Yeah. Okay, this will at least Keep us inside for a little while. There's nothing like a fire barrel or anything I can do here, though, eh? No, shoot. Okay, you know what? I'll just see what I can find. And you know what? That'll be it. I know there is a cave in this area. We'll use that as like our spot to bunker up, but at least that gave me a moment of warmth. But if I can find a little bit more clothing, we actually might be able to negate having to worry about the cold in a little while. And I might be able to game the system a little bit too, where I could try putting a ward outside of one of the fires, sleep for 3 hours there, then move into one of the campfires that has its own ward and sleep for more hours. But I just want to get us somewhere that I know the wind and stuff won't be an issue. Yeah, here's the cave I was thinking of. Now, my problem with this is, if I put down our little ward protection here, does the Darkwalker just sit outside of it?
What have we here?
And we're kind of trapped. You know what, I will take the flares because they are handy for lighting things up. Let me use an accelerant.
That should help warm things up.
Yeah, let me get some of these in just to get... Don't have to worry about that. I'll lay that down right there. And we'll get a ward down to protect us. So let me just make sure I top ourselves up with food and water, and then we'll get some rest in. But we should be able to hit Desolation Point next episode, get that, and make our return through here. I'm going to try 4 hours. It's dangerous, but I think we have just enough time for it. Yeah, we do. Okay, so you can get a full 4 hour sleep in. It didn't give me as much rest as I wanted, but we are fully good when it comes to our heat. And we're getting close to the other transfer point to reach Desolation. And then we'll... Oh, that's what I could do to game it. That's... Okay, so here's my thinking. Desolation Point, I was talking about how it's like a little bit of a cheat way to traverse it. One of the mines that runs through Desolation Point can basically drop you off at the entrance and the very far tail end of it. So my thinking is, what if I use that, place a ward at the very, very far end? And then that way the Darkwalker has to have a long, long travel to reach us, while we can use the mine to clear a lot more area a lot more quickly. It's an idea. Oh, and it looks like the ward doesn't actually lose strength unless you're in it. Or does it? I can't tell with that movement. You know what? I'll at least reach Desolation Point before we end this episode off, so we are still making our steady progress. I want to keep a lookout for any jerry cans while we're going through here, too. Just because those I can use to refill the lantern, and it'll make any transfers or anything like this easier to get through for us. But I have no idea where they... Oh, I don't actually know if there will be a fire out in Desolation Point, but... Even if there isn't, it might be a decent way of just getting the Darkwalker... I don't know if it'll tuck it away or keep it busy for a while or what, but it's at least worth a shot, I think. So far, the strategies have been working. We haven't had any close calls or encounters yet. I'd like to keep that happening as long as possible. And I gotta stop picking up useless junk. Like the ammo I'll take, now that I think we can actually use... There's some stuff. Again, it'd be interesting if you could actually, like, do damage to the Darkwalker as, like, a secret way to beat it. It's just that you'll need to use a lot of stuff to do so. I guess we can take the pry bar. That'll help us for
This stuff will come in handy.
bandage in case we have to go to any spraying areas again. We're supplying ourselves. Under, up, and keep moving. There we go. Yeah, just keep going. That's all you can really do in this mode, is just keep going. And then I think if you do manage to beat the Darkwalker, you get a little badge you can activate when it comes to other survival runs. Badges are basically like these little things that if you've achieved a specific goal, they'll give you certain boosts. I think well, with a trade-off to them too. It's not just complete only positive for you. But here we... Okay, there is thankfully one out here. And I think my... No, I don't know if my plan will work. But I might be able to do it. We'll see about that next episode. For now, thank you guys for joining me on this episode of the Long Dark Escape the Darkwalker Challenge. If you liked the video, be sure to give it a like. And if you have any comments, tips, or tricks, leave some comments right down below. Until I see you all next video or episode, please remember, as always, to take care and stay alive.